Why?
No,
but I knew Morata
was going to kick the ball.
I mean, or Messi penalty, that.
I'm surprised that's not trending, because when we say now they said the league has come to a close. They are telling us someone is champion. However, two teams still have played champion. However, two teams still have played only last week.
But even if they are to play those,
that particular game could actually change who becomes champion. Could have changed who became champion.
Oh, okay.
Could have changed who became champion.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Then that makes sense, because if
so 3 points separating that team
champions
without trophies.
But they didn't get a trophy. The outstanding ones.
That is what some.
The outstanding ones.
That is what some.
What could be the reason?
All right.
So maybe just because of the.
What could be the reason?
All right.
So maybe just because of the distance between nations and then Gold Stars, where both of them were playing their games. You see, the trophy cannot be moving from left to right, so we'll keep the trophy at one place.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We don't have resources for
play games.
How much more cap?
For trouble for me, because what was about to come before we get into it, please do something.
Which other side of town do you live?
The Medina, the R40.
Are you serious? You're not ready to get help.
Oh, the OEB side of town, please.
That's where she's from.
I live in Oyara. Same sentiment. It's difficult. People don't want to come.
Oh.
Move from their homes.
You tap and go, tap and no. We like budget cash and carry. We do cash and carry things.
So you're making me a home pay.
Let's get into the stories and start from the local scene, where goes to relegation, having placed second in the season prior. Yes, just placing second, and now you are getting it up in this particular prediction. Now let's turn our attention and do team, that is Portugal. They beat Spain by 5 arena yesterday. So Cristiano Ronaldo in this particular game scored his 138th international goal, and he left the rest on the pitch for long. And after 5 hours and 2 seconds, yes, his second Roland Garros after for him.
Had everything. Match that I came Grand Slam. Well, honestly, yeah. When he broke, I felt like winner, not mistakes. You know, hitting with the frame, is going to the line. So that was my feeling at the beginning of the third set. So I tried to, you know, delay that thoughts from my mind and just keep it going. Try to.
The highlights of this particular game and the other final, that is the female final, will be on at 4 p.m. Make a date and see Thunder. They made sure that they drew level in the finals of playoff. So it's now OKC 1 in Ghana Pacers. You have the OKC now having. Is it going to be done in game? With regards to them, it's all about the bet influencer. Log on to www.betway.com.gh. This very minute. Yes, stake your bet. Anyone uses your booking code to stake their own bet. It's exclusive only to betway.com.gh. Yeah, bet the responsible way. We're back at 4 p.m. with a host of highlights that would blow your mind.
Well, thank you, 24online.com. It's time.
It's www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com.
Happy Money Make Coffee Day. My name is Daphne Flashley, but don't you worry, you're in safe hands. We're going to help you start your day every single day right here on the AM Club. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, beautiful, very,
Happy
very
belated birthday, beautiful.
Thank you, my love.
And I wish you long life and prosperity and a rich, good husband.
Thank you, man.
Rich and husband.
Loving,
kind,
Not
generous.
generous.
Yeah,
Because we don't want no rich stingy man here.
yeah.
No. What?
Monogamy. Amen.
Anywho.
Amen. Amen. Good morning, JKB.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are good.
I don't know how to put it. I did drink TGMA 2 times because they said this was a night of
First of all,
No, I
did you go?
I did.
You did. Oh, so you're the one.
She's the one.
You're the one.
That I fell. Yes, I fell.
You didn't fall. I don't care about you falling. You are here.
You didn't say
You were drinking. You're not friends.
Tutu. Kim Promise was singing.
We're going to ask Isaac what the real story
Oh,
is.
ask him.
Get ahead.
People were nice.
Oh.
But let's quickly get into it now. The 2025 TG Palms Convention Center allowed talented artists including Titi Owusu, Lali and Lola, and among others. Artists, the ceremony was officially recognized. The ceremony officially recognized that we were Kim Promise. I said advice na man no section in the vocals no. Wafo. Hey.
Nice.
Because it was strictly,
Live band.
Come on. It was really, really nice.
Really nice.
Yes, everything
good
was
time.
nice. People, the food, everything was amazing.
Of course, the food.
Yes. Congratulations to all the award winners and congratulations to Lali and Lola for that amazing performance. I'm going to say it. Yeah. Anyway, moving away from that, what do you think about this new...
I don't know about them.
You don't know. No, about it, but they brought actors in the industry
Now maybe
together.
give us a backstory to what it is they're doing. So
let's get into it. Now, the Creative Arts Federation of Ghana was officially inaugurated at the National Federation, which represents 7 key domains of the creative arts, including film, music, fashion, aims to build a unified, self-reliant, and robust industry. After a 5-year journey, CAFFOG has streamlined its structure to a 17-member board, providing a voice and that the industry is no longer divided. We have Amugi.
We have the National Film Authority. We have the Ghana Tourism Authority. We have all these, and I know a federation might serve a different purpose, but just give clarity to what it is that they're going to be doing. I personally think that it's about time in some of our to appreciate that. So I see Amaya Deborah. The faces I see of nuances, of this industry and what has mandate is. I'm going to have to look them up, but I think it's probably good. I mean, probably good.
I wish them nothing but the best. Well, earlier on today on the show, I was sitting there, I was listening to you, and then I heard you talking about straw. Oh my God!
Did you watch?
Can you count the number of tissues I finished when I was watching?
Bro, I was yelling in my room. My brother came to open my door. Mimi, what's going on? No, but straw.
No way.
Oh no. Tiraji, the police officer. She took her time. She has the personified.
So I was reading through note that she would have shot the teller, cash the check. You are giving her all the money you call. This is actually the #1 movie in the country. Everybody is on it. This is what we call.
Agree with me that what we've been saying about Tyler Perry might not be true, of he projecting black women as sufferers.
Yeah.
But rather he's been projecting.
First of all, you came up with sisters who are single ladies that are pregnant and
so let me land.
Now you've brought divorce.
Now let me land. Okay. So what I'm saying is that the black people really going through this thing. The black women really going through it. What if the goal is to let the world know and then have these men and makes them, or some good person comes out from somewhere and makes them feel better?
I understand.
What if the goal is to project what they're truly going through and then having to then
for you today, honestly,
You guys gonna cry?
yes,
everybody, every single body.
I saw other people saying that. Nah, I mean, it's not worth
Then try. Watch it and see.
They are wounded
it.
lions.
It's not worth it. I mean,
Hey. Me, I'm
Over to
telling
you
that
Over to you guys now.
Thank you so much, Daphne, for coming. A dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we at Equity Health Insurance have thoughtfully designed a corporate health insurance plan for you. Well, when it to your employers or employees, our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive planning by your site 39 for you.
well, Telecel Cash, your secure, and it's even free if you're sending from Telecel. That's all you have to do, all right? So, well, up next is Voting Voices.
Yes, Voting Voices is up later. Up next is Voting Voices. We're going to have a big conversation with Okatakyie Afrifa-Mensah. Do not move. We'll be right back after this.
So instead of not just doing anything, it's better you learn the skill, right? And so I stayed with him and I took advantage and learned the skill. Well, I captured an opportunity my dad has, and then also the gap, because there's an industry where you don't see a lot of women, and there are a lot of women, but they are not that known. I have a lot of friends who make shoes, but they are reserved, and besides, the world celebrates that. So that's why I decided to, okay, why not shoe girl? I didn't do it all alone.
When I met Edna professionally, I saw somebody who was taking the footwear business to a next level. Then I decided, okay, why not work together and then rather go farther than just doing separate things as different individuals.
Using large quantity for schools.
We are interested in the success of our customers. So when somebody buys from Ahomfade, you are getting a product that's it's not just quality, but it's also durable. And the price is very, very affordable compared to our competitors on the market. We try to keep our prices very, very optimal so that we are able to serve at least the middle class in the society.
I've been buying from Ahomfade shoes and I think it's the best.
Move fast with the baby. One school or university or no ankasa, no chimpo or sabwani nuanum ketua.
So at Ahomfade, we say we celebrate Ghanaian craftsmanship. You know, we do more than just making footwear. We are interested in changing the narrative. We try to, we make and train people in shoemaking.
I usually come here. I've been able to learn how to sit behind the machine to work. This job has made me independent. I don't depend on my parents anymore.
We have crochet products, we have necklaces and other stuff that are handmade.
And we want to also expand further, have other more shops across not just the region, but also outside Ghana. Maybe imagine having a Ahomfade shop in Kenya, in Zimbabwe, Rwanda, and then also we want to have academy to the Ahomfade Academy
to serve the broader market in Africa.
been in this business. Springboard, Woodshoe Foundation, and MasterCard.
Congratulations, Edna.
And I pray that to continue the impact, and then it won't stop now.
This is made in Ghana with a different level.
Anna say nipa so otiti will be kra maninya ne nsa no adwuma eno nso ye nhyira kese pa eno nti.
My advice for any young person watching me is that you need to start with what you have. If you are good at sewing, start from your one corner in your room, that single room, be there and be sewing and be praying to God that God will bless your hands. He will throw more visibility on whatever you're doing.
Ghana grows. Hope Day.
By just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Mini Ojo from the connection man. The open BR Meso too. Come. Mix patch up the shabu suka. Fukawi. See what kiosk number 22. That's all shop Brajo. Oh, that's so too. So around. Yes. Mommy, you show our unya so well. Hello. You show our uko boots. See what last stop. That's all your Sister Rose. Hold up. Sister Rose, Miss no customer be. So to the mommy. Also, unya so spa. See what cycle. Boys me. Nyanya walk up. You killer. Sound. Bro, I had the info from 6 p.m. Shut. Let's so too.
When we connect our energies, great things happen. Connect to a world of amazing and endless possibility with Telecel. Telecel, connecting lifestyle, connecting passions, connecting dreams.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
Well, this is Voting Voices. My name is Miriam Udwak. I'm about to start and you're wondering if you would need 1 hour to do all of this. But hopefully we have enough time to dissect all the conversations right here. Now, you know what we do on Voting Voices. Too, this country should be is loud enough in the ears. And I'm...
Mary.
Yes.
I don't know for you.
May I say?
We are joined by... Anyway.
Hey, God, this is you make up bro for Nichina.
Maybe bro for the connection. Right, I mean, but we will try our best to see what.
Yes, please. No, but you're a fantastic young man. You're very intelligent.
If you say so.
No, I have listened to.
I'm humbled.
No, you're very intelligent. Sometimes I wonder how you do it. Get to understand politics in other countries, how diplomacy works, and all of these things. I've watched your programs and I'm super impressed. That
I think I'm for it. I wanted to understand what happens at the international plane because it looks like Ghana and for when they are growing up or when they are looking for the people's power, they seem to have all these fantastic ideas.
Yeah.
And yet when power is given to them, everything goes.
Yeah.
Being diplomacy as a master's called and tries to control every other aspect in terms of law.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one, I woke up one day and I thought that why are people doing certain things? Why is the law this? Because we are people are doing,
Right.
so I can marry both and help them. And so I called a lawyer.
A lawyer.
It's just that I get it done.
Maybe. And before we get into that, so Ghanaians at some point knew you as Leo Mensah.
Right.
Why the change of name?
When I became sensible, then I changed it. We still give slavish name to our people in the name of Christian names. So my father, for so long, they fall in love with the oppressor. I asked myself, will I ever meet any white man who is called Afrifa? Why then must I bear their name?
Right.
So I woke up and I said, let me go and change it. No. So long ago, before even I changed it, I was given the name that I preferred to my kids, Afrifa-Mensah. So the name is Afrifa-Mensah as a surname.
As a surname, okay.
And that's what it is.
Awesome.
Because when you go to America, I think the excuse that we black people, because we feel inferior, we feel very inferior to ourselves, we say, oh, Bruni to me more it's yes, but why must they mention?
Yeah.
People coming from Russia, they come with Vladimir Cheskovich, and Americans will learn how to pronounce it. Only in Africa that we say the white man will not be able to mention Okechukwu, they cannot mention Mauli, Mauga. So we must force to belong, and we give these names. So for me, when I have a baby with you and you give the person a white man's name, you have to go and look for the father of the child. It's not me. And I think it's time that we must begin to, yes, the ladies will call, hi Leo, hi Leo.
Picture of your childhood to us.
As I see you today, I was that stubborn. I just at school, my father was calm but steady. And I mean, what is so and out of the 10 kids, I was the one that was beaten the most.
The most.
Because I'm stubborn. Meanwhile, when you beat me right now, you're almost the same thing. I mean, nothing will change. They do, baby. My mother would tell me that, whoa, say, come on, dear, go featuring that. Sometimes does it. And the first, no, I didn't pageant and one can met So I was that troublesome at childhood.
So you agree that you're very
city Kuntokwana, and it has always been like
it has always been that's like, translated into your
into me.
And I thought you were like
some old man.
Okay, guys, let me tell you.
But I'm old.
How old are you?
I won't say it. I would say
because so can we say
I won't say it. I know many people have doubt as to whether I attended what I say I attended.
Yeah.
And I leave it at that.
Why?
Because any human being that doesn't have mystery around you, then you are nothing. But I'm so into, for instance, Mfantsipim. It wasn't my choice of going to Mfantsipim, I did not. That was before St. George's International. I attended Bomfa United Primary.
Okay.
Swami. Then we moved to one of the lecturers in KNUST. So we ended up in KNUST GSS. That is where I completed. And when I completed, you know, a Kumasi boy will want to go to Prempeh or WAS. So Kumasi dear, Ube stubborn. So the idea of me having to go to Mfantsipim was a way of getting rid of me. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. So my big sister, Kwenyako. And I tell you what, to send me to school. Oh, but I survived. I didn't say, you're too stubborn, I'm in
Is it 2 hours to action or do watch in school?
I am a survivor. Whenever I am put, you throw dirt on me and flowers will grow on me. I find myself anywhere in the world and I survive it. So this idea of people
always had to do
I've always
that.
had every day I wake up my name. Men I never
You're talking about this and it's funny, we're all laughing about it.
Right.
But then was there any point in your life that you felt like, nah man, this is not the life, I would want to do better with myself?
I'm sure during those moments where you don't really understand and you've not accepted yourself, you wish you were somebody else that people will accept and like. But growing up and looking back, I think I don't regret anything. I was just being me, being a child, growing up and whatever. Accept that I thought I was probably a usual guy and all that, you know. So
steps to change that, it did not work, so you decided to go back.
I think you have to do well not to compare your kids, because no two kids are the same. No two kids. So I have a brother who is very to be like me, just so I can be loved. And he ends up saying, "You do baby no when I wanted to be like, and you know, wait, Jimmy, oh, you did this, but me try the seed of wisdom." No, this is not me.
You.
So yes,
beautiful. Let's go back to your career in media. At what point did you decide to stop acting? Because you did that.
Yes, I did
a little bit. I want to be that voice, that powerful voice on radio, talking about important things that change lives of Ghanaians. At what point did you decide that?
I have been a ship on the sea. I'm going to become this or something concerning human being. Jesus play, where I was the Jesus. Okay. And I remember I told my big sister, Nanekuya, there is a man called Ohinijan, lawyer Ohinijan. Nanekuya wanted to do radio, media. That one did not, I'm picking. Now, movies, miracle films. And also we call her, I'm picking you super. I mean, but nobody's here in the silver line. I always felt there was something much more greater. Things. So, but I was communicating. But I realized it to them.
And you were being intentional about what you wanted.
I was being intentional about using comedy to propagate a certain message.
Yeah.
Yet they were enjoying the comedy. I mean, you know this country and how almost everything they turn it into comedy. So one day I sat there and said, no, I think if I want to be taken serious and the people will hear what I want to say, I need radio, where you used to love a lot.
I loved it.
And I ended up at sports station, a far left sports station. Then I moved it not to a center, but at least to a far right political station. When they got their imagination, in a nation where there is too much divisiveness, like there is a straight line, nobody goes here, nobody comes here. So I said, I know it's a porous station, it's a straight NDC station. But if in Penifo wait me to check contract more or top of a year and some months, as though I was Boss Julius, I made my intentions very clear that it is about me coming to work, me speaking against the ills of the government. Even in the course of doing that, 1 month to election, I was still doing same, talking about Galamsey, doing that twice and time. But like I said, people began to watch it through the lens of what because of the platform.
Absolutely.
And certain other, I mean, the people believe that, oh, he's gone for some money. Why am I still there? So I just left XYZ. Then I came to Angel FM. Angel FM, I was there for this. In the run-up to the election, the company also had their own vision, have their own interest. They're currently doing for the records.
For the records.
It's called Central Webinar.
These changes in your life, one station, so your decision to, do you know that he actually campaigned for the MP? I'm like, this gentleman has been, however, your communications on the platform did give people the idea that you left the MPP, and your decision to hit the back of the political party also made them a little unpopular at the time. Would you agree to that? And some of it, I would say, that might have contributed to the loss.
Hallelujah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if what I said contributed to the loss, it wasn't as though I was lying about anything.
But that's a political party you belong to.
I don't care. When we seek the people's power, what we are saying is that we want to make their lives better. And so some of my party members will say, oh, you painted the party black. I said, but why did you give me the paint? I'm having a brush, you gave me the paint, and I painted you black. So here is it. Any day, anytime when we seek for the power of the people, we are supposed to make their lives better. If you don't use it to better the lives of the people, but you use it at the detriment of the political parties, should not be a vehicle, a conduit for other greater good of the people that we somebody is stealing the money for this. So for me, I was speaking my truth. even the cause of speaking my truth, it made my party unpopular. Why were they? So the problem, and sometimes I don't even see the logic. The problem is not the people who were causing the issue. Party. Wait, see, if they had listened to me, maybe we wouldn't have gone into an election and suffered the kind of humiliating that we suffered. The prayer that I don't wake up to a day where then I will add that. Take it, but you speak to me.
Just tell me.
You just tell me.
I might take
it when I. So I believe that every leader needs a person. At that time, we're sitting on some tall white horses who wanted their ego. I don't know and I don't care.
You haven't identified anyone like that?
I believe my senior brother Bubi Ansa is trying to do same, and he's been honest. I mean, he is my senior. Okay. He is one of the reasons I got on radio. Whenever I listen to him, there was something about what I'm doing.
It's when this 2024 it became big because it was an election year
and people were capitalizing.
Absolutely. Yeah. You get people to understand what was dealing with some people on the ground, and they're like, listen, at the time, people were talking about the chiefs being involved in this Galamsey conversation. Why were you so passionate back? It's way to people.
Somebody will be having a bedtime stuff and they die. People get accident and they die. So if I am fighting for a cause and in the course of doing that, important human beings are gone. If Okatakyie goes tomorrow and so what? I think sometimes we become so self-centered, selfish, that we think we are so important that we must preserve ourselves for the... No, I don't believe in that. The reason whatever I believe I must do to contribute my quota to the development of the people, I will do it. Regardless of the fears that comes with it, regardless of the dangers that comes with it. Unveiling. If you ask me why I did it, I don't know. I think about when I set my mind that I want to do something, I do it without. The cry was so loud, so loud. The people are crying. Of course, it's not as though I live in this Galamsey. When they come for the Jews and you say you are not Jew, you and it's not far from us. So I said, you know what? The problem has compounded. It has been there for years, from the 70s. We've become a nation with no direction. We keep going round in circles. And for that matter, when even something starts, two states, a security issue, because now that has become their livelihood. How do you create a Dutch disease? That is where we are gradually getting energy on, and we survive today. We are magical energy, all behind one natural resource. And what it's doing is that it is taking our minds off the other parts of our natural resources we could have built. It doesn't excite me because I understand it should be realistic. I'm not an economist. But if you say within 5 months, a city that was fighting to dollar around 15 something, all of a sudden it's at 9 and we are all clapping. The government should come and tell us what measures have they put in place to be able to see the city rapidly appreciate in that. Vis-a-vis that of the trade war going on between America and China and all that. But people don't have an idea. So for political slogans and all that, we are taking credit. You are burning your reserves just to back the city and come and have...
You've staged demonstrations that you personally haven't been a part of physically.
Right.
You want to name some of them? I probably have an idea, and I'm
almost every demonstration that has gone on in this country that I believed in, I joined. I'm not a person that sits on radio and make noise and sit on TV, make noise. It wasn't even as though I was with him, the face of Fix the Country demonstration. Demonstration that probably he wrote a few other things on social media. Then Oliver became popular at some point, and I proceeded. Aside Fix that, I was at the forefront. It wasn't somebody lead. I was at the forefront. But Ghanaians, short memory, like our president said, we don't remember most of the things I've done, and I don't blame them. You see that from it comes the air and it settles. Okay. So leave me in the air. You will leave me in the minds of the people. One day the people will remember me for the great things that I did. Not the bad things you are saying I did. So I understand the prima 70. You could pay the methods of me walking long to make a statement. And I still go ahead and do it. 2020, at some point when we're doing Fix the Country, what most people don't know, I was going through one of the hardest things probably cannot survive it. And yet I was at the forefront fighting for the people. By the twig of it, it is human nature, all throughout human nature. I give you an example. In 1939, Western Churchill of England, was Adolf Hitler was going to wipe the whole of British Empire away. The Russians in using strategy to beat Adolf Hitler. You put him back in, but they voted against him. The people are just what they are, human. That is how come President Mahama, all of a sudden, then the people say, oh, come back, as though he's some angel we've never seen. And he begins to keep insulting me that, oh, Akwawe no ka if MPP, if I'm not patriotic, how then do you have my voice that is speaking against my own party?
My political party.
And that is not going to stop me. If my party does anything untoward, I'll probably speak against. I'll tell them my peace of mind.
But we've seen a lot of things they're doing lately, so we're going to be asking you about that.
Right.
But about the demonstration, finally, you recently had one, and you are constantly on social media. You saw what they said about your demonstration.
That one.
That it was not successful. People didn't show up. Why do you think that was? If that's what the case?
What is the whole idea of demonstration?
To send a message across, you were talking about Galamsey.
But we have had demonstrations that one people go on one-man demonstrations. So what is this? It's all to create awareness. A demonstration that I went and the whole country talked about it. A demonstration that the president had to respond to it. TUC had to speak about it. And you say it wasn't successful. Well, I don't know why we've become so fixated with the idea of bassing people. And you and I know, these two political parties, but for bassing people to demonstrations. Mimi, but for bassing people to demonstrations, they will not even have the kind of numbers I had. And we've become a nation where we've gone engulfed in. If you are going on demonstration for it to be successful, we are mad. Meanwhile, that demonstration, all the media houses were there. Several millions of people were watching it at home. All of them. What we wanted to do was to create awareness about something that is. Even if nobody came and I was the only one that went for the demonstration, so what? I believe in a cause and I'm fighting for the cause. And you see, millions of people did not come, so it was not successful. You must have some wool in your head somewhere, cotton wool in your head somewhere, to begin to have these conversations. And it's a propaganda tool. So the political class begin to shift away from the core matter and begin to touch on the periphery and say that, oh, numbers. But okay, so F the numbers, okay? Let's talk about what is the guy saying. Is it true that people are in our forest destroying it? Is it true that our water bodies are being destroyed? That is the core matter. Let's discuss it. If you have solutions to them, then you present them. Why have we left that one, put it aside, and now we are focusing on whether demonstration, I don't get perturbed by these kind of conversations. I don't. I'm so, you see, you know me. You've been my friend for a while. The kind of brain I have in my head, if the people knew, I don't get moved by these comments. When I am certain in my mind,
yes,
and almost everybody is going this way, left with me alone. When I'm certain in my mind I have to go left, nothing will change it. I'll go left.
You go left?
No, I'm not just a social being who wants to belong.
Interesting. Now, because back in the day, I remember very well when I wanted to get into politics, someone told me, oh, MPP na, namesake, you know, but they understand politics, they live politics, they are diplomats. But very recently, I mean a couple of days ago, we saw our minority in parliament, boycott parliament to go and support your any other reservations about what the political party NPP is looking like right now? You started your thank you tour. That also thank you tour, and at some point it just didn't happen again. What is your state of mind about the NPP right now?
Every organization in the world has a point where they will peak, okay? And it has a point where there is the law of diminishing marginal returns. You suddenly will come down, really, I mean. What we are facing right now is usual, is getting all landslide victory. The next moment they've lost all seats to the other parties. We are undergoing a phase. Okay, they underwent a phase and they face their getting things done. We shouldn't force it. People will fall off naturally. People will also naturally, we must be honest with ourselves, because of the defeat we had, even the grassroots base of the party. They will all come around and we will reposition. But suffice to say that our party must be deliberate about reinstilling the principles and the ideals on which the party was built. So I am proposing more or less like an ideological institute that will continue mimic. They are not like the NDC. The NDC was born out of a revolution without any proper, so that's why they call themselves Congress. Even that, they are trying to shape their image now to become more like an elite, well-respected party. We are losing that touch of elite, well-respected conservative party now based on which the likes of Victor Usu, Aram Ponsa, Darocha, they built this party. I think we are losing it a bit. But like I said, every human institution has its own downside. Some point in our history, we will come back. We've been there before.
Okay.
1979, when Victor Usu was supposed to be the but Humia is here, Alan is here. So we've been through that phase before. And it took about 2 years for us to get to power around 2000. This one, if there is no truncation of power by politics, I mean by coup d'etat and all that. Yes. New people will crop up.
Okay.
Leaders will form naturally.
Okay.
Nature will take our lead. Let's give it to this person and lead us. Right. And that is where we are heading to.
And talking about that, very recently we saw Kennedy Japan, you know. It's Kennedy Japan and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Whose side are you on now?
I believe that is not a conversation we should be having right now.
Yeah?
The conversation we should be having is the kind of reforms that we want to have in our party.
But in your party, you need a leader.
Strengthen. Before the leader will come, leadership is a cone. It's supposed to be a cone.
Okay.
Where you build the grassroots build the next, they build the next, then they put a leader at the top.
Okay.
You cannot put the person at the top when the grassroots or the down is weak.
So you're not on anyone's side for now.
It's not about not being. I probably know who I probably will be with.
But you don't want to talk about
widen our polling station elections. How are we going to bring reforms in the processes in electing our leader? People get peeved that you are. We get nothing. It's not about who becomes a leader. Anybody at all, when we give power to the person, can win as power. Yes. Okay. Without that, when we do so, and yet the grassroots base, there is no energy, how the person win election? And it's not a one-man thing, it's a collective approach.
But you think the party is taking those steps now?
Yeah, I know conversations are going on behind the scenes where they are talking about reforms.
Okay.
When they are done, they will go to Congress and probably we will pass a resolution on those reforms.
Okay, I'll wait to see who you support because I'm interested in that. I'm interested in who.
I'll declare. I'll be honest and declare.
I would wait for that.
When it gets there.
Yes,
when the time
gets there. So note that when it breaks, I'll be talking about it. Okay. Now, still on some of the controversies that you've had to be mixed up very recently, you and Kevin Taylor. And I'm saying that trying to cover my mouth because you have said constantly that this fight, you're not backing down on it until you get, because we're getting somewhere. You know we're getting somewhere.
You see, putting our names in the same sentence sort of makes me uncomfortable.
Oh my God. I'm sorry about that. But...
Oh, no, it's okay. It's not. I'm saying that. The reason it makes me uncomfortable is that it looks like the people don't understand exactly what is going on.
Yeah.
So this is a human being who lives outside the territorial jurisdiction of our country. He lives on the soil of America. He knows that what he is doing through the internet, if he is to do it in America, he cannot survive a day by doing the things he does. Ridiculing them, insulting them, abusing them. So all this while he had been doing it, and I had no reason to, because I did not even follow it. I cannot find myself listening to them. Right. So until one day I woke up, me and certain. In any case, I have not held any position in government before. So if you say that you are fighting for the people, in the event that you rope in my wife, my kids, my mother, so I said, okay, there is something wrong somewhere. This is not journalism. This is character assassination. He will insult them. So when you brought it to my doorstep, I had a first-hand info how that thing affects homes. Okay? But for my wife knowing me, and me, I'm an open book. Whatever you see is what you get. The kind of lie in people's homes. For instance, Edubuahi has been caught that he's done corruption act using national and all that. What has that got to do with? We caught his so his weapon away why have we accepted ourselves when somebody is abusing other people? Because be abusing, putting people's kids there, abusing them, and we don't see anything wrong with it. So I said, no, this guy has brought it to me. I understand how he feels like. I understand how he abuses innocent people. He abuses them.
But for this situation, when it got to you, you wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have understood the gravity of the nonsense he was doing.
Yeah, because nobody was also fighting for those.
He will put Vim lady's husband there, insult him. What has been this husband got to do with the nonsense you want to tell Efia-Pukuya? And he left like this. Their marriage would have sought Efia-Pukuya. What has the husband, the kids got to do? And as a nation, we've accepted this stupidity, this nonsense that what is journalism, because we're in a certain group of people. So I said, I'm not going to back down on this. Look, in French, I need to be so blunt. Look, Mimi, I'll tell you what. About 9, but you see, he doesn't live in the jurisdiction. And he knows people don't have what it takes to say, America, so he says anything and he goes scot-free. He cannot sit in this country and say the things that he says, knowing that the courts will be awaiting him. There will be so many rates awaiting him. He can't do that. But he has that kind of freedom. And be inciting other people. He doesn't have an idea what I'm made of. I hear people say, even and I'll go any length by using the way he does, all in the name of fighting for the country. How does this guy say he's fighting for the country? When this guy would have come to defend, very stiff defense by saying, oh, she's a doctor. Now, what he does is that anybody who tries to unravel you, come after you, lie about you. If you realize, the moment this doctor thing came, this guy said, oh, I have an medical and dental cancer. Until the moment they wrote a letter and said that your doctor is not licensed to practice in Ghana. Are you serious? And that is all. He's talking trade. He goes after people. Lie. The people, and I feel so sad. They don't even understand what he's doing to them. For the past 3 years, this guy has been on my case. If you think 3 years from 2023 or so, no, 2023, the early years of 2023, he will go to jail, and the people believe that yes, because he is going, he keep on lying, he will go to jail, and I'm in the house and people are calling me, oh Charlie, you will go to jail, and I'm like, no propaganda into abusing people, and beyond that, the kind of things he's doing to the brain of the end. But of course, the people can reason, short memory, they listen, they don't judge. I give you an example. This guy came when he started first. He said, oh, Akwawe, Nkotia Wu, Ontime Ngoma. After the next minute, no, Akwawe, Wawosa and Krama, Wato, so this guy doesn't have anything. He only spews, throw the gossip thing in there. Mimi, I'm not backing down anytime, so I'm fighting for the rights of others.
Whilst we talk about this conversation, this expose you did a couple of days ago that has gotten the entire country talking, gotten the president to revoke the appointment of this young lady. You want to touch a little bit on your relationship with this lady. What did you see when you were together with her? I know you're a very gentleman, and I want to say this on camera. You're a very gentleman. You probably wouldn't have gotten into the into talking about this lady because we've seen. So again, I want to establish that. But what was it that she was in this country? Posing to be a doctor. I
know now people want to say that you exactly. And the reason that I left our friendship, I couldn't associate myself with. So I left. Divorce repercussions and all that. So I was feeling sympathetic towards her nature, and I left. Mimi, we all know things that one way or the other, if it does not affect the larger group of people, you don't really catch at when I'm being friends. And I have two principles when it comes to friendship. Either I'm committed to the friendship and I respect the friendship. So two things. I can decide not to be committed, not talking, until one day we decided we're going to talk. So at that point, nobody can force me to be committed. In the course of you being friends, if you got any information, which is a privileged information, you don't come out spewing it at the click of a button. All manner of nonsense and truth spreading false. I kept saying that. Don't do it. Stop it. I don't like. When you do that, you are bad energy out of me. And then every man like myself is a king and a beast. Decide which one you want to deal with. I have a king and a beast in me. You slowly. Don't think that because it has taken time to wake up. So I said, don't do what you guys are doing. I don't like it. They find some WhatsApp chat. When you, somebody that I've been friends with, even beyond the fact that. Then one day I got to realize that you've been sending your ex-guys to Kevin Taylor to insult them, and I said, even that I'm not angry. I come and advise you nicely and say, you need to stop this thing about taking your exes to Kevin Taylor. I come and see the level of insults that were heaped on me. I got angry at some point. I lost my cool and I told them my peace of mind because I thought it was nonsense to be doing that. The next moment, and sextortion. And look, what people don't know, Kevin Taylor, most of the things he presents to the people, editing, just like this lady, this whole PDS thing. So I said, stop it. I don't like it. Because I know what I know. I knew the information long before. But if he had not come to the scene where she was going to be appointed to such a sensitive position, and this is a lady who is so criminal in this car, okay? And later falsified documents onto the car to go and take money from the position.
So you knew about this appointment before?
I got it. That's how come I even came out. Probably wouldn't have come out the way I came. The only reason I came out, started speaking out, that no doctor. I said, no, this guy is no doctor. For not being a doctor, I know this long ago. But it has nothing to do with me, so I wasn't bothered. But I cannot sit down as a citizen of our nation and not speak about it. Then I'll be doing a great disservice to my nation.
Right. But do you know for a fact if she practiced at any point in this country?
For that, she did. She did.
She did.
Yes, the evidence is there. Even this mother bring the guy's father. And Ghanaians are not questioning. Ghanaians are abusing them in the name of what? Fighting for the people. So the girl has been practicing. The evidence is there. And nobody should come and tell her she has not been practicing what.
Okay. Because I think there's going to we're going to get to a point where they probably would have to invite you to answer questions.
No, even bit of Act 857 clearly spells out that even holding yourself as a doctor, a medical doctor with a title, is a criminal offense. When you have not been integrated. The way she was throwing the doctor thing around, my name is and doctor, and the sons are daily. Meanwhile, you are not a doctor. So that is criminal offense on its own.
One day that wasn't very nice.
No, but it's the truth. My name is Doctor.
That's not very nice.
No, I'm not a doctor.
That's not very nice.
So
in a row,
arrest or invite. It was kidnapping. Because it doesn't fall within any of the remits. Because if a warrant, when you go for and the elements to prove kidnapping and imprisonment is clearly there. Section, I think 88 or so, 88, 89 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act is there. So what happened was no arrest, it was kidnapping.
Twice in a row.
Twice in a row, kidnapping. So I waste my time.
Why did you say it won't go anywhere? It's within your right.
And the state always has its way.
But what was the case behind all of these?
The first is when I do the West.
Interesting.
My mother would tell me, hey,
and the second?
In a second.
The second time you were...
They wanted access to my phones and gadgets so they could have the kind of sextortion nonsense, as if I sit here and if I want any woman I want to have, I don't know what it takes to have a woman, that I will go back to an ex and say, if you don't want to come back, I'm going to put your naked videos online. Am I crazy?
That never happened.
But you looking at me, do I look like a guy who do that kind of
Don't include me this conversation.
No, are you, Mimi? I mean, come on. Mimi looking at me. I'm on for Afrifa. Fanboy, I'm a deep voice, kakra. Ketuabi, I was a mutumo. Ketuabi, umutu. Are you serious? I will not be crazy.
You didn't do that.
But they framed that story, that nonsense. I mean, as usual, stock in trade. Lied their way through. They edited, they submitted some evidence to, supposed evidence to. Then they arrested me. They had my phones. I gave them. They said they are studying the docket. I'm sure when they studied the docket, they realized that this is foolishness. So I don't know where the docket is. And yet this guy was going on rampage and saying, oh, Oko jail.
Anyway, let's get away from that conversation. What's next for Okatakyie Afrifa-Mensah?
I don't even know what's next at this moment as we sit here. I don't know what is next.
Politically, because again, people, I'm pretty sure you've heard this before, that you're building all of these conversations because you want a position, you want to pursue politics, on whatever level you deem respectable. Let me put it that way. So you either do what you do.
Ghana no, Obi citizen jail. Maybe. Nobody is more citizen than the other.
Yeah.
We all owe Ghana the same person. People who play this game of politics and are better than me. We is a voice, is a what. But of course, when they see you doing public spirited things, then they begin to have to enter into politics. I will enter into politics. If I wake up and I want to become MP, I will vie for it, and I know my people will vote for me, and I'll become. If I wake up and I think I want to become president, and I'll become president.
Okay.
But like I'm saying, I don't you don't even know what will happen in the next minute. Okay. We are all in the hands of the Creator. Whatever our destinies are meant to be. There is an old ancient phrase. One of my security guys, just for my security. The moment Boateng said that to me, I said, that is what I was looking for. So some of the things you don't have control over them. As to what I have become, you genuinely think that I want people to be insulting me left, right, center on social media. I don't think so. But I am the and I believe that whatever I am destined to be in this world, maybe I'm here to pave a way for somebody else to come and continue the journey. Just like the forebearers did. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you must be in a certain position before you can serve the people. I'm going to be outspoken. When I see something wrong, I'll talk. Because of doing that, if it ends up somewhere else, so be it.
What legacy are you hoping to leave behind if the maker decides to call you later in life? What legacy are you looking for it to leave him behind?
That guy who died standing. I don't want to die on my knees. I want to die believing in the things I believed in. Whether I was wrong, whether I was right, these were my ideologies. This is my mind, this is my conscience. And this is my comfort, and he died for that.
He died for it.
Yeah. That feeds 8 people into it. It's a failed state. You know, even our educational career, you have a plan. You must have a nation. The nation must have a plan. You must have a long-term development goal and say that maybe in the next 10 to 15 years. So you begin to educate your people towards that course. Medical science for way far too long. You've produced enough. We need a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers. But when you don't have a bigger plan, you just educate your people, you churn out hundreds and thousands of these people. Term plan but comes in a short term, short to medium term, and it's coterminous, then it doesn't change the core vision that we have. Without having a long-term development goal, whatever we are doing is a fluke, and I don't believe in that. I believe the nation must have a goal, and all of us must come around it. So when we are about to have election, then political parties go around, parties will come and tell us how they can achieve that president and they write nonsense sloganeer and they say, well, you 24-hour economy. Meanwhile, 24-hour economy, the past 6 months, we've not heard them even speak about it.
Well, they have recently spoken about it.
Spoken about what? So even that natural resources, security, everything is economy. So when you say 24-hour economy, but the same road networks, isn't it? There is no railway transport, there is no water transport and all that. And you say 24-hour economy. The same security force that you have is what you say you are going to use to do 24 hours. Once they come to the banking sector, what is 24-hour economy? Are people going to work at night in the banking sector? What measures are people? When you say economy, 24-hour economy, you have no idea. They think it's about people playing music and Wall Street and making money. No, it's not. They do what they want and they go away.
So it's for both political parties.
Both political parties.
Everybody comes and says, so we need a national agenda. And
that's what I like to say. But I would trap people more.
Okatakyie Afrifa-Mensah, this has been a fantastic conversation. It's long overdue, right?
Yeah, it's long overdue. You talked about 2 or 3 years ago. I wanted to interview me, and today you had it.
I have.
I hope I made sense.
I hope I made you proud.
Oh, yes, you did. You did. And hopefully, and one day I hope you take over from her when she...
Call my mother, tell her that I've arrived, okay?
Mama, maybe I arrived.
I'm arriving. Now, when I come to your house, you can't talk to me anyhow.
You know, Kofi Kenyatta's home. You for the have hunger. You know, I'm a show 247.
This has been absolutely fantastic, and thank you so much. You out there, we continue to empower you to understand where this country is going to. We've told it, and we hope that you are on your toes as well. Do not be a spectator. Be a true citizen of this country. Let's help build this country together, okay? Thank you so much. My name is Miriam Abdul Gafar Salihu. This has been Voting Voices.